So let me get this straight. Warner Brothers Discovery puts itself up for sale, gets a first round of bids, looks at the numbers and goes, yeah, thanks for the $60 billion, but we're thinking more like $70 billion for the smoldering crater of a media company. David Zaslav, the man who merged two struggling companies into one mega struggling company, axed finished movies for tax write-offs, nuked HBO's brand into Max, and turned CNN into a ratings black hole. Yeah, that guy thinks he deserves top dollar? And now, because those first offers weren't good enough, Warner Brothers Discovery has told everyone, come back with a sweeter offer by December 1st. Daddy wants a bidding war. You gotta love Hollywood, folks. You just really do. Roll the intro. What's up, critical nerds? Welcome back to the channel. If you're returning to the channel, you already know the drill. Grab a drink, hit that like button, and let's roast some corporate stupidity together. If you're new here and you somehow wandered in because you Googled who's dumb enough to buy Warner Brothers Discovery, welcome. I'm the Critical Nerd. We break down Hollywood's madness without the corporate PR filter. And if you enjoy this kind of thing, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, ring that notification bell, and share this video with a friend who still thinks HBO Max was a good idea. Today, we're talking about the second round of bids for Warner Brothers Discovery, officially due by Monday, December 1st. The first round came in on November 20th, and according to Bloomberg, Deadline, Variety, and basically everyone with the press pass, Zaslav and the board looked at those offers and said, cute. Now, let's do it again, but more. Let's talk about who's bidding, what they want, and why CNN is basically the fruitcake of this deal that nobody wants to unwrap. So how'd we get here? That December 1st deadline. Well, here's the setup. Round one of bids landed on November 20th. We're talking serious heavy hitters here. Paramount Skydance, Netflix, Comcast, NBC Universal. They all showed up with their checkbooks open, and WBD basically went, appreciate the effort, but these numbers, they aren't Zaslav-sized. Reports say those early bids valued WBD below Zaslav's magical target of $30 a share, about $70 billion in valuation. That's the number he's been dreaming about while flipping through old Batman royalty statements. Reality, of course, is whispering, more like 60 billion, buddy. But, this is Hollywood. Reality is optional. So now we're into round two. Deadline and Variety say WBD has told all three suitors to submit sweetened offers by December 1st, this coming Monday, and from there they might move into exclusive negotiations, with one winner if someone clearly pulls ahead. Let me translate this for you. Please fight over us harder. Our ego depends on it. All of this, by the way, is supposed to wrap up by Christmas. Well, at least picking a winner. The actual deal, because of regulators and politicians screaming in the background, would take about a year to close. But the decision on who owns Batman, Harry Potter, and CNN's 9 remaining viewers, well, that's the part they want done fast. So let's start with the current frontrunner, shall we? Paramount Skydance. This is David Ellison, son of Oracle billionaire Larry Ellison, backed by Daddy's insane bank account. Early reports from the New York Post had their initial offer somewhere around $25 a share, roughly $60 billion for the whole company. Yeah, $60 billion. Key phrase there is whole company. Paramount Skydance isn't just going after the Warner Brothers film and TV studios and HBO. They're also willing to swallow the radioactive waste pile known as CNN, plus the other linear cable networks. That instantly gives them an edge, because here's the dirty secret of this sale. The studios, everybody wants them. HBO, everybody wants that prestige. The library, oh yeah, everybody wants the library. CNN, though, that's the free printer with the computer that nobody actually asked for. And then you've got the Trump factor. According to multiple reports, President Trump is openly backing the Ellison bid, partially because taking CNN and neutralizing the anti-MAGA stuff makes him very, very happy. There are even rumors about shifting CNN more toward the center under someone like Barry Weiss. So Paramount's pitch is basically, we'll buy everything, including the thing nobody wants to touch. Just hand us the keys. In a sale this messy, that willingness to take the whole bundle, CNN included, that's a huge advantage. Next up, we have, Netflix. Yeah, Netflix. Netflix has traditionally avoided massive acquisitions. Their whole brand has been, we'll just drown you in content and debt instead. But now, according to the New York Post, they've launched a full-scale charm offensive to grab Warner Brothers Discovery, even after Trump basically endorsed the rival Paramount bid. Here's what Netflix wants. They want Warner Brothers Film and TV Studios. They want HBO Max, but not CNN or the old school cable networks. They want the crown jewels, not the dusty attic stuff. The real clown show in their antitrust argument, Netflix's lawyers are reportedly telling the DOJ that a Netflix WBD combo shouldn't be a problem because of something called category ambiguity. The pitch goes like this. Streaming isn't really a distinct market because you're also competing with YouTube and TikTok and whatever hellscape Facebook Reels is. So you can't really say we're monopolizing anything. When you think about it, that's pretty creative. One rival official basically called that argument total nonsense. I'm sure the technical legal term was horse manure, but you get the idea. Meanwhile, Netflix investors are freaking out. As news spread that Netflix was serious about buying WBD, the stock dipped close to 10% because Wall Street's like, hey, maybe don't spend tens of billions on the company that lost to Barbie and Oppenheimer in the same weekend. Then there's the theater problem. Netflix is promising they'll keep releasing Warner Brothers movies in theaters if they win. Theater owners are, let's just say they're a little skeptical. The same Netflix that loves dumping movies straight to streaming is suddenly promising to protect theatrical windows? Even James Cameron weighed in recently, saying Paramount is the best choice and that Netflix buying WBD would be a disaster. He also called Netflix's theatrical promises basically, and I quote, sucker bait. When the guy who made Avatar and Titanic calls your pitch sucker bait, that's not ideal. And lastly, we have Comcast. Yeah, Comcast, the NBC Universal. They want roughly what Netflix wants. Warner Brothers Studios, HBO Max, but again, not the cable trash pile. On paper, an NBCU plus Warner Brothers combo would create one of the biggest entertainment libraries in human history. We're talking Universal plus Illumination, DreamWorks Animation, plus Batman, Superman, Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Looney Tunes. Regulators, well, they would need therapy. And then there's the politics. Comcast also owns MSNBC, which Trump famously despises. So while Netflix is trying to argue, we're not a monopoly, we swear, Comcast would be facing a tsunami of antitrust and political drama. Reuters has already flagged that all three bidders face serious political and regulatory risks, but Comcast especially has a massive uphill battle. So their pitch is, imagine the biggest media monopoly you've ever seen. And the regulators are like, yeah, well, that's kind of a problem. Let's talk about CNN, though, the elephant in the room, or the, since it's Christmas time almost, the fruitcake in the gift basket. According to outlets like Geeks and Gamers and That Park Place, nobody wants CNN except Paramount. Netflix doesn't want it. Comcast doesn't want it. It's the part of the package everyone is trying to quietly slide back across the table. That's why Paramount's willingness to take it on actually matters. It makes their bid cleaner, simpler, and more attractive to Zaslav and friends. We'll buy all of it, and you don't have to break the company into pieces is a very powerful selling point. And because this is Hollywood, the rumor mill is absolutely unhinged. Middle Eastern sovereign wealth funds possibly jumping in as partners. Endless chatter about Zack Snyder returning to finish his DCEU if certain buyers win. James Gunn supposedly sweating bullets wondering who his next boss is. And of course, Trump is out there pushing for Rush Hour 4, which is now actually happening with Paramount distributing it and Brett Ratner reportedly coming back to direct. Yeah, really. So on top of who buys Warner Brothers Discovery, now you've got, does DC get rebooted again? Does CNN get totally overhauled? Do we live long enough to see Rush Hour 4 actually hit theaters? This whole thing is less serious corporate transaction and more crossover episode between Succession and Curb Your Enthusiasm. Here's the part that actually matters to us, though, and you, the fans. Whoever wins this thing is just buying some office buildings in Burbank. They're buying nearly a century of Warner Brothers film history, one of the most iconic TV brands ever in HBO, a gigantic pipeline of DC, Wizarding World, Middle-earth animation, and classic cinema that shaped the last 100 years of pop culture. But people are nervous, especially those theater owners. When Disney bought Fox, the number of movies hitting theaters dropped, and a lot of smaller and mid-budget films just disappeared. Now you've got analysts and fans openly worrying that a WBD sale could mean even fewer movies, especially if Netflix wins and continues its 2 weeks in theaters, then straight to streaming strategy. Best case scenario here, somebody buys WBD, respects theatrical windows, and stabilizes the studio so it stops lighting money on fire. Worst case scenario, fewer movies, more consolidation, and Warner Brothers Pictures becomes just another logo that flashes for 3 seconds before a Netflix thumbnail. Either way, the sale is going to reshape Hollywood. We're just arguing over how badly. Look, at the end of the day, this whole Warner Brothers Discovery sale is the perfect snapshot of modern Hollywood. Executives who drove a legendary studio into a ditch demanding top dollar. Streamers trying to swallow each other and stay ahead of Wall Street. Politicians and regulators treating Batman and Bugs Bunny like geopolitical assets. And fans stuck in the middle just wondering, am I still going to get good movies out of this, or is everything going to look like a tax write-off? Warner Brothers deserves better than being pawned off in a fire sale. The fans deserve better than watching IP ping pong between corporations. But this is the entertainment industry we've got. Let me know down in the comments, who do you think should buy Warner Brothers Discovery? Paramount Skydance with the "we'll take CNN too, why not" package? Netflix with their "trust me bro" theatrical promise? Or Comcast with the mega library of doom? Or should Zaslav accept that he's not getting his $70 billion fantasy and just take the best offer on the table? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button if you've enjoyed this breakdown. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss the next chapter in this circus. Because there's going to be another twist once those December 1st bids come in. I'm the Critical Nerd, and I'll see you in the next one.